Hello, there we go. Hello everybody. I'm just making sure this is all turned on right. I think we're good to go. All right, everybody, welcome to the Wednesday midweek live stream show. I know we have been a little bit all over the place in terms of keeping with stuff, and I'm just trying really hard, one, to kind of get everything going here, and then, well, you know, I've been shooting a television show all week, and so that's kind of thrown things off, and we're slowly getting into the grooves, though. And at the end of the day, the flowering room's looking really good. The only thing remaining is I still haven't had a chance to actually integrate the new transformer into the new wiring, but that will be happening. And once that's done, we're going to have a dedicated 80 amps. That's right. 80 amps dedicated to our flowering room. What's up, Phil Price? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. What's up, Unknown? How you doing? So that's all coming together there. That was one of the things that kind of held us up a little bit, was when I quickly realized that sort of like half of the suite down here has been wired into breaker number 26. Which is it was a 15 amp breaker, and at the end of the day, we just did not have the actual amperage requirements that we needed for that flowering room. So I said, well, let's go big or go home, and we went with the dedicated 80 amps. That's right, we've got 80 amps dedicated to the flowering room now, so we've got more than enough power to not only run the 3 lighting systems in there, run ACs, run fans, run carbon scrubbers, but if I want to integrate some other toys into there, like some side lighting, for example, we'll be able to do that as well. All right, let's just read some of the messages here. Oh, no, not top chat. We want it to be live chat. There we go. All right. What's happening, Soul Price? All right. Unknown, we said hello to you. What's up again? What's up, Charles Hankins? Good to see you. All right, Aaron Costa, welcome to the show. What's up, Local Grow Guy? What's good in the hood? What's up, Miguel Rodriguez? I hope you're doing well. What's happening, Opticon? Oh, well, that's wonderful, Opticon. Stoner love. All right, I dig it. Well, congratulations on meeting a new friend. But yeah, no, things have been going really well here. You know, the plants are really bouncing back, as you saw. We released a little 48-hour video afterwards, sort of showing everybody they're bouncing back, basically. Forgive me, I'm tired. It's been a crazy week here of, you know, shooting this television show, and then I've also started a little side job there. To try to keep the lights on here at Pond Squatch Growers, working at the local pub. Plus, they needed a little bit of help anyway, so they were having problems finding someone. And, well, let's put it to you this way, I have a lot of experience bartending. So I've come out of retirement of bartending, just a couple days a week there. I help keep the lights on here at the studio. And then also at the end of the day to help out the locals. But we've got that going on, but we're doing really well. What's up, Mike Sparks? What's up, Greg Manley? What's up, Casey Denton? What's up, J-Rock Cultivation? Cheers to you as well, my friend. Things are going really well overall, though. Still the odd thripe here or there, but what we're going to be doing is I'll do one more jakesing. And I was doing a little bit of research on the life cycle of thrips, which I found quite interesting, actually. So basically how thrips are propagating, because that was something even I wasn't sure of exactly how are thrips going about making their babies, right? Once we understand how they make their babies, then we can go to war against them. So basically what the female thripe will then implant her eggs into the soft tissues, both of the leaves and into the stalk and into the branches, blah, 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 call it what you will. And then once those eggs hatch, the thripe pupae actually falls out of that tissue into the soil. So their initial sort of stage would be an egg, obviously. But when they go into the pupae stage, they actually fall down into the soil. This then, boom, gives us the perfect time to go to war against the next generation. So Jake's takes care of the adults. However, there, you know, obviously will still be some eggs here or there that are going to continue to hatch. How do we stay on top of this? Well, I've decided we could go predatory mites, but predatory mites have a very limited shelf life. Plus, at the end of the day, you can actually get a hell of a lot more nematodes for roughly the same price, if not a little bit cheaper. So basically, we're going to bring in some beneficial nematodes again, one of those wonderful things that will help take care of all your fungus gnats. Well, guess what? They'll fuck up the thripe pupae as well, given that at that stage in their life, they're going to be hanging out in the soil. So that's kind of our approach and our attack on that one. So basically, today after the show, I'm going to order in some beneficial nematodes for our plants, and they'll probably get here realistically. It takes a little bit longer to get up here to Hope. So like 2 or 3, 4 days maybe is my guess. But we'll order those in. So we'll basically just jakes, eradicate all adult populations, and then boom, once the beneficial nematodes show up, then we're going to actually introduce those in to all of our soil in the flowering room, and that should eradicate any thripe issues going forward very, very quickly, and we'll be ready to basically flip in the next 4 to 7 days. It's about a week longer than I was hoping for, you know, but they're looking good. They're getting strong. So today after the show, you know, I'm going to go in there and do some general maintenance. We're going to do a big water today. We're going to go through and do a little bit more topping on the plants. We're going to check on that, and then, you know, any leaves that have thripe damage on them that's new, we're just going to pull those off right away. We're going to throw it out and get it rocking. All right, here, I missed some messages here, so I'm going to say hi to everybody as well. Here, one second here. I'll just use my phone because it'll be easier to actually read everybody's messages. Make sure my volume's turned off so we don't have to hear my ass twice. All right. All right, so where do we leave off there? What's happening, TJ? What's up, Danny Snyder? Good to see you. Aaron Costa, I missed you too. It's good to see you. But hey, no worries. And Eugene Dolan, what's happening? Good to see you. All right, Wonky Donkey, good to see you, my friend. What's up, Chivo? Aloha to you. Mahalo. What's crackalacking? What's up, Jamie Matthews? Good to see you. Warren Bay Level, the good day to you, my friend. Good to see you. Big Brother Bear, what's happening? Good to see you. Cheers to you as well. Jamie Matthews, Wham Bam, Paw Scratch the Man. Well, you know, a man. Maybe not the man. Typically like to think myself fighting the man, you know what I'm saying? But, all right. But, yeah. Hey, how's South Africa going? Is it hot there? It's hot here. Not as hot as it was a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago when we had that crazy heat wave. That was too much for Uncle Pot Squatch. It nearly killed me. But anyway, and also too, the persistence, I guess one could say, on a couple of the plants out here, in terms of sort of some of the aphids and stuff like that, like, I won't lie to you, I think I'm just going to euthanize everything that's sort of out here on the set right now and get rid of it. Because one, I mean, I'm not really worried about it. I've got more beans of all the things that I'll euthanize, right? So I'm just going to get rid of them, toss it out, and that'll be the best way to kind of get on top of that. Because I don't want to bring other issues in that flowering room. We've got the Hindu Kushes bounced back. We've got things under control under there. And again, this is why always be careful where you bring in stuff from into your grow. Okay, get clones for somebody or other that, they can be contaminated with things, and then you could inadvertently fuck yourself in terms of your setup by accidentally bringing in pests. So we're going to euthanize all of those, but part of why I'm doing that too is there's a lot of seeds I actually very much want to get started. So we've made a promise to Gazers. He's really excited to see us play with the strain Gazers Madness that he's come up with, which is AK-47 crossed with his K-Town Kush there. So we're going to play with those ones. We're going to pop some K-Town Kushes. There's a couple of other wonderful fun things that he sent in. I really want to pop some of these orange Hindu beans that came out of India because I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to find a big, sexy buck. I want a breeding buck from these orange Hindu seeds, and I want to make that buck breed one of our Hindu Kush clones. And that, in theory, could lay the groundwork for stabilizing it out and kind of redoing and reworking Hindu Kush for the modern day Mathis and people, you know what I'm saying? So that'll be fun. Probably what I'll also do with that, because I don't have tons of that orange Hindu, if we get a good solid, you know, female that's worth breeding with, you know, we'll throw her into that tent as well. So we'll let that orange Hindu, fucking orange Hindu female, as well as our Hindu Kush female here, which is kind of a stabilized version of Hindu Kush from India that has been around, popping around BC and Canada for 30, 40 years. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's a really exciting little breeding project we're going to kind of do there. And that's kind of what the next sort of plan is. So we're going to have some of that. And for fun, I mean, I normally don't grow sats. We had a couple of satty things here that I will be euthanizing. So I'll go through my genetics, and we're going to find something satty for me to grow for all of you as well. And then you get to see Uncle Pot Squatch play with some sativa, you know what I'm saying? Not that I'm a big fan of that shit, but, you know, we'll get it going. All right. Again, typhoid, I'm not really big on chemicals, right? Like, I'm not a chemical grower. I'm against using chemical-based insecticides. So what we're going to be doing instead is hitting it with Jake's All-in-One All Natural. It's good. Take care of that adult population, which we have been doing and staying on top of that. Now that I've learned how these stupid cocksuckers are propagating, you know what I'm saying, and how they're making their babies. We'll go in with those beneficial nematodes for our plants, and we're going to be able to make that work well. Right. What's happening, John Berge? Good to see you. What's up, Danny Snyder? Good to see you. What's up, Deborah Fletcher? How you doing? Right. Grow Big 207. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, spider mites are a pain in the ass. You know, at the end of the day, as much as spider mites are horrible, they're not the most detrimental of things, but they do suck. Nobody wants spider mites. And the trick with spider mites is to remember their life cycle, their hatching windows, roughly every 6 days that are reproducing, right? So they're laying eggs pretty much every single day. Every 12 to 24 hours, you've got a fresh batch of eggs that will have been laid with spider mites. So war of attrition, staying on top of it, and kind of going in there every day and doing some work on it is how you get ahead of that 8 ball and get on top of those spider mites. What's up, Crazy Grower Ty? Good to see you. Let's see here. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? What's up, Radley 909? Good to see you, my friend. All right. What's up, Vic Victor? Good to see you, baby. What's up, Blaze King? Cheers to you as well. But at the end of the day, I'm excited. We're getting things back and going. I mean, the room in and of itself is looking really, really good. You know, it's nice to have it all painted in there. We've got the new light set up there. We've got power to it now that it can actually, basically what I had to do is what we did is we run those 4 new 20 amp breakers. We've got 4 20s, and we're running those in to that flowering room. We've got a dedicated set of breakers now. It was the easiest way to do it, and then all the other power wiring that's been done in this apartment, we can leave that for the other little experiments we'll do throughout the lab, as well as operating the studio and keeping the studio having power for shooting and editing and blah 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 blah. It's good, you know what I'm saying. It's the lights, getting a light tan. If you mean me, no. I've spent time in the sun as much as I hate the sun. I've been on set, like I said earlier, shooting a TV show all week for the ATPN network. So that'll be very fun and exciting when that comes out. I'm pretty sure that one, when it is out, will be on Netflix. Will it be on the American Netflix? I do not know. But for those of you in Canada with Netflix, you should be able to see this show eventually. We will see how long it takes for it to come out. Peace out, Big Dog Philly OG. Hope you're doing well. All right. So, but yeah, so that'll be some of the fun stuff kind of coming up. And then, you know, I'm excited about doing some breeding as well, doing some initial crossing and groundwork for some of the new strain ideas that I have for us to start building out of the genetics that we have here for the company. And that's also going to give us the chance to really kind of get hands-on and shoot some great videos on breeding weed titties. How do we come up with an initial cross? How do we stabilize the cross? What is fetal hunting? What are all these things? And I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, but things been good. Things been good. Busy as fuck, you know, all over the place. We, any day now, hopefully, are going to have all the new CBD products that are coming out. Things that'll be readily available right away will be the gummies and the beard oil added onto our tincture there, and that'll be a good time. 1 second here. If I'm not, I'm going to have my Netflix. That's right. Well, hey, sold price. I mean, at the end of the day, that'll be the funny thing. It might be the first time in Netflix history where Americans had to use a VPN to pretend they're Canadian. It's like, whoa. Because our catalog's very limited on Canadian Netflix. I mean, most of the licensing is owned through the States. So Americans, you have a lot more on Netflix than we do. We still pay the same amount of money. But at the end of the day, it will be on Canadian Netflix eventually. We'll see when it's done. Is it 3 months? Will it be 6 months? I don't fucking know. But I'll let you know when it's out. I can't tell you the name of the show or anything about it until it comes out. But once it's out, then we can all talk about it. Let's just say it's going to be some good times. And you're going to get to see this motherfucker up on screen doing shit. I might even die. Who knows? We will see. All right. What's happening to the Divine Sorcerer? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. What's up, something else? How you doing? Sounding like Leon Phelps, the ladies' man. That's right. It was the both good and horrible movie. I remember when that film came out back in the day. We all went and got stoned and watched that shit. All right. I mean, Aaron Costa, I would say, I mean, I'd like to think that they would too, but I mean, you know, there are drawbacks to Canada. In Canada, everything costs more. Like Americans, I hate to break it to you, we spend way more money on shit than you do. So anytime any of my American friends are complaining about costs on things, like, you do not want to know what we spend on that here in Canada. Oh man, cell phone plants alone, let alone anything else. Holy shit. TJ says, how is the weather in BC? The weather in BC is quite nice. It's a little hot, not too bad. You know, typically we're going into the high 20s, low 30s here in whole BC recently, and so it's been all right. I was on set yesterday for a nice long day. It was a good day, but man, fuck, I got a lot of sun. And I was feeling a little drained from that, you know what I'm saying? I'm a pasty fucking honky, let's be honest. And so I burn and I burn more. I come in a few different shades of a singular color: pink, 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 and then red. So, hey, but it is what it is. It feels good to be back though, everybody. Like, we're actually getting really close to kind of just being back in the thick of it, having grows running. I mean, I've got the sort of the lab and the studio here set up a lot better. We're to the place now where I can start kind of even further organizing things. Today, after the show, we're going to be doing a bunch of work in first the flowering room, get that done. Once that's done, I'm going to be actually setting up some tents. We're going to get the Hindu Kushes that are going to become mother plants going. We're going to be getting ready also for those breeding experiments kind of coming up. What else do we got to do? What's up, Visible Farms? How you doing, my fan? And what's up, Wake and Bake Now? Good to see you. Blaze Kings just like to laugh out loud. All right, Einstein. Hello, all smokers, and Josh and his hot wife. Well, she upstairs, but yeah. She says thank you, I guess, if she knew. Yeah, you know, what are some fun things to come? I have been playing around with just trying to build what will the schedule look like here at Pod Squatch Growers in terms of doing the live stream. So one, I've spent so long kind of like wanting to change the days, and I've just decided, fuck it. Let's just go back to doing what we used to do. Well, we'll have a show on Wednesday. Hi, today's Wednesday. Nice to see you. And we'll have a show on Sunday. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing going forward, obviously with all the update videos and this and that. Once we get the kind of flower room really up and swinging, once we're into kind of doing those flower update videos and get all the tents done and all of that, there's going to be some other fun experiments. Like, I mean, once I can get my hands on a big 55-gallon drum, we're going to be building that into a self-contained grow unit. I'm going to take my time with that one and kind of shoot like a little bit of a longer video, a comprehensive video of everything we're doing on that one, and then part of the fun will be is we'll throw some fucking plants in there, or one plant in there, and see what the fuck happens. It's gonna be a good time. The sun has made my beard a lighter color. Well, you know, my beard is quite red and orange, actually, so when it gets some sun, it accentuates the bright orangey, reddy nature of it. I'm not a big fan, to be fair, of the sun, but, you know, hey, when you're shooting TV shows, sometimes you gotta go out in the sun, I guess. I prefer night shoots. Aaron Costa, that's one thing she can't do. She cannot outdrink me. I'm the best drinker in the house. But she's good at drinking, though. I'll give her that. She come a long way in half a decade. My God. She can always drink, but she can drink even better now. Oh, I agree, Visible Farms, Pilgor. And I mean, now that we're kind of getting to a place where we're getting back into things and stuff, having plants going in our regular, you know, I mean, that's one of the things we're doing my head into. Not to say that there's not good weed here in BC from other people, but fuck, I miss just smoking my own weed. It's something special and wonderful to smoke your own cannabis, and if I do say so myself, I'm pretty damn good at it. So I'm looking forward to getting that back up and just sort of having my regular supply steady medicine of my own rather than having to acquire it from others. And but again, getting back to the experimentation and playing around with stuff, both in videos, but also just for me personally as a grower, and sort of getting back on the train of, you know, learning new things and or playing with new ideas or this or that, right? And I mean, I'm still looking forward to doing our little Harry Potter grow too. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that one. Nice. Go for it, Einstein. I say go for it. Jason Houlihan, what's happening? Good to see you, baby. I hope you're doing all right. All right, all right. 1 second here. Vic Victor says my Hindu Kushes couldn't handle the Southern Cali heat, which is weird because they actually come from a place that's hotter than Southern California, typically. Now, A lot of the mountain ranges are a little bit cooler than other spots, but like I'm surprised. My guess would be that maybe though that they're maybe not quite as origin story genetics of that Hindu Kush. Now, did you have issues with your plants though? Were you properly hydrating them through the super hot times? I mean, it's been crazy because here, you know, even the toughest leaf titty plants, I mean, you got to stay on top of your hydration. That's been one crazy thing with growing all those sort of the tomatoes and the vegetables outside. Is like, you know, I got to water every day this summer. I mean, the sun is hot. It is hot. It's intense. You know, you just got to stay on top of that hydration. So do they fully desiccate and die on you, my friend, or are they just struggling? Oh, Opticom, we need the sun. We need the sun. We'll get used to it. We just gotta live with the plant a little bit better. It'll be all right. Uh, that's it. Could be that too, Victor. Like I mean, if they hadn't had a full time to really kind of get a good start to them, and if you had some crazy heat coming through, I mean, that's definitely going to sort of smash your plants pretty good as well. Yeah, Eugene Dolan, I wholeheartedly concur with you. I'm happy at 23 or 24 degrees Celsius. Anything past that, I'm not a happy camper. But hell, even into the 30s, I mean, if I got to put up with it, I'll put up with it. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than the 56 degrees it was on my property during that heat wave here that we had. That was shitty. But what are you going to do, right? Jimmy Jones says, we are getting hit with the heat here in Central Cali. Hydration is tricky in the heat. Yeah, so Jimmy Jones, I mean, one of the best ways to kind of get hydration done is to do it in the morning before the sun really comes up or do it at night. Either one will work. It's the best way to go. You can actually hydrate plants at high sun, by the way, but you have to be very careful. Don't get it on the plants. Go through and gently water right into the base of the plant in high heat. It's not advisable, but it is doable. There are times where we'll come into our grows or into our gardens and go, oh my God, my plants is dying, they need water. So you can water at high heat. You can do it, but be very careful about it. And don't be silly, just be very, very careful. um, Bradley 909 said we set records for the temps where I'm at. Glad I didn't have a summer grow going. I would have had a panic attack trying to figure out how to regulate the heat, right? I mean, Bradley 909, that's a big part of why also too for me. I mean, I've always been a fan of indoors, right? I mean, there is something beautiful to be said for growing outdoors in general. Mother Nature is a brilliant, amazing mistress, as it were. But you have so much more control when it comes to your indoor grows. That's why I've always been an indoor grower. That's kind of my happy place. And the great thing about sort of where we are here at the new set is, like, I mean, we're in the ground, right? Like, this is a basement. So, like, the actual ground level is probably about up here. So much of this suite is actually underground that it really does help us to regulate the heat and not really have it all, like, sneaking in, you know what I'm saying? So, plus, it'll also, it's a little bit less toxic on our AC. So our ACs aren't really having to deal with excess heat too much on the exterior of our grow room. It's just dealing with the heat output from our equipment or our grow lights. So I like that. I dig that. 102, that's pretty hot, man. It went a lot hotter in our heat wave. It sucked. It was like 125 plus. It was not fun. But what are you going to do, right? Arizona's breaking records. Well, that's the crazy thing, right? Visible Farms, I mean, we're setting records for heat all around the world, but then you've got all this other crazy shit happening too. Take a look at Europe, man. Europe got a fucking huge amount of flooding that happened. Germany and other places got just wiped out in certain areas. Like, it was fucked. Actually, my agent for film and television, her family, she's from Germany, and all of her family over there just got completely destroyed. She lost quite a few family members, and by a few, I mean like a literal few, but like 2 or 3 of them actually passed away. Their homes have been destroyed. It's been crazy. And then you look at BC here, we're in a state of emergency in British Columbia right now, and it's called wildfires. I mean, or idiots who flick cigarette butts. I mean, we've got so many fires burning in the province. It's absolutely insane. The world's changing, right? It's crazy, all the crazy things that are happening. Yeah, right, Einstein? I heard that it was into Sweden and other places too, just like this huge amount of flooding. Like, it's absolutely sad and atrocious, but what are you going to do? I feel you, Visible Farms. I mean, for example, where I am here, it has been known to have flooding off the big river that kind of comes through town, but where I am, I should be okay, unless it gets really bad. But I don't think I'm at risk from flooding here. But yeah, you know, at least we're on bedrock. We're not like in Vancouver where the big earthquake will eventually come and destroy the city. It's all good, Deborah Fletcher. No, I like the New Year's Eve show. We've done a lot of good, really good shows over the years here on the channel and had some fun. I'm personally a big fan of our tradition we've had going for a couple of years where on Christmas Eve we read 'Twas the Night Before Dankmas. That's always a fun one. And I was always quite enjoyable with that, or found that a lot of fun to do. Hey, thank you, Vic Victor. Yeah, no, things be working all right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Aaron Rock, it's true. Long time no see. Actually, for anyone who's watching, YouTube has changed things yet again. So now it's not just turning on notifications. Like you got to, I can't remember the exact setting for it, but there's some specific setting on notifications to where you'll actually get our notifications. We've been getting hit with a lot of age restriction too, and all this other stuff. I mean, YouTube has really stepped up their hate on our channel again. Which, hey, it is what it is, but it's, hey, at least they're consistent assholes. But, so be aware of that. You know, we've noticed that our notifications aren't going out like they used to. I mean, the hell, we've always struggled with our notifications going out for people to see them. But, you know, get in there, check your settings if you give a shit. And then that way, that's how you're going to be able to keep on track and keep on board with everything that's going on here at Pod Squatch Growers. I mean, I know a lot of you at the end of the day don't even give a shit about the live streams. A lot of people are actually just here to learn things and watch us grow weed, which is totally fine. And that's okay too. Jay Torresini, any word hitting the States yet? How do you mean? About like me going to the States? I won't be going to the States anytime soon, probably. Sadly, I've got a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, I might come down for like a little vacation at some point, but I've just got too much going on and bills to pay here. I've still got to deal with some legal realities over in Germany for my first wife who died, and for trying to get married again and dealing with all that crap. So, that one's tricky. I mean, but I mean, at the end of the day, I will eventually come down to America, and I'll hit up a few places and begin, you know, maybe having an organized thing where everybody can come hang out with Uncle Pot Squatch for a bit and say hi. I'm sure we'll figure something out. Or who knows, maybe one of these days we'll actually get an actual proper production company that wants to work with us and wants to actually pay for a real show and give me a production team, and then we can actually do a lot of formal stuff. I am just itching and craving for the day when we have a team of people working with us on this show. Then I can focus on doing what I do best. One, being kind of crazy asshole. Two, coming up with video content, shooting the raw footage, being in front of cameras, doing this, doing events, going around and doing what we do. But then we'll have a support infrastructure around us to kind of keep that show even sexier and quicker coming to you. So we're working on that, you know what I'm saying? One second here now. The infused burger video was good. Yes, Aaron, it was a good video. I liked it. Funnily enough, none of our cooking shows ever really got tons of views, which I was always shocked about. I thought people gave a shit about cooking with weed, but not many, I guess. But man, that infused burger video, it was good. Like, it turned out really, really well. I got, you know, decently high off of it, right? But poor fucking Uncle Michael had half the burger, and he was high for like 2 or 3 fucking days. It was pretty funny. What are you gonna do, right? Walter Wiseman said, I got no notification for this. Now go in, Walter, because they have changed how notification settings work. You can have them turned on, but you have to have them all turned on. I can't quite remember the exact breakdown on how it works, but take a look, a little bit of a closer look at the settings, because YouTube has recently changed a bunch of stuff. And again, remember, if you have not proven your age to YouTube, they will not let you watch me now. So you have to make sure you have your birth date in your account. So, no, our friend Dan, right, he's like, well, I have an account, I'm logged in, and won't let me see you. And I was like, we've got to verify your age, and he actually went into the birth date section of his profile, and he had never filled it out. And so we changed that, and then it worked. So remember, that is very much a thing now. For those of you in the European Union, I know that you now have to actually prove your age which I believe you have to send in like a picture of your license or your ID to Google/YouTube to then actually age verify that you are in fact an adult and you can watch me, because my content's so horrible and dangerous to people anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. What's up, Corey Cisco? How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hey, get back to those greenhouses. Tell those wee titties that say hi, Visible Farms. And yeah, you know, maybe we'll even try to shoot a little video of some of the stuff we're doing down here for everybody a little later, and get that out for you to all see what's going on and what we're playing with here. But yeah, Walter Wiseman, my age is 128 years old on my profile. Damn, you know, Google must be like, man, this motherfucker old. Something else, we're all gonna burn. Well, I mean, fuck, half the world's burning, half the world's flooding right now. We'll see what happens. Hey. Excuse me. What's up, Keith and Chief? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. All right. But yeah, so we're basically almost back, and I'm feeling good about that. And you know, once I get that, the last little thing I got to do for the electrical, like I said, is install the new set of breakers. I have them ready to go. I'm just gonna get a video call going on with my electrician friend for me and him to chat, so he can make sure I don't accidentally do anything wrong just by putting it in. Breakers aren't rocket science to put in. He set it all up to keep it simple, stupid for Uncle Pond Squatch, but at the same time, I'm just gonna double check to make sure I'm doing it right. All right. Yeah, you know, and Aaron Costa, I mean, maybe you're not wrong, but I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube does not work with us on this. Like, I mean, YouTube does nothing but limit and try to hinder our success or growth rates, it seems. But so it doesn't seem very smart in my opinion, because the bigger we get, the more money they make. But I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Dumb. I don't know about that, TJ. I do know that with new legislature that has been passed in Europe, etc., by the EU, that companies are being required to do a lot more to verify the age of the audience. So pretty much anyone in Europe who wants to watch me is going to have to, I think, prove their age basically to YouTube, which really isn't that big of a deal, I guess. It's just one more step or one more frustration of something that everybody has to do, and it is what it is. But we will, as we always do, soldier on and keep on going, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's good, Keith and Chief. I'm happy. That's awesome. That's true, everybody. On the Discord server, Soul Price does a very good job of sharing when my lives are going live, or sharing any new videos that come out, or any new updates or anything like that. So it is a place where you can kind of keep up to snuff. I'll try to do a better job too, if like at least sharing it to the Facebook group as well. I guess I could do that. I actually will be setting up this show though, that we will eventually be going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, as well as I'm pretty sure there's a way I can set it up that it'll actually even go live on our Instagram as well. So we're going to set all that up, and that's all going to be a thing eventually. But I mean, I'm just slowly but surely trying to figure all this stuff out while trying to pay bills, while trying to get the flowering room going, while trying to do far too much. But we're getting there, slowly but surely, one step at a time, rolling multiple balls up a hill. Which is weird for me, given I have only one nut now. Sorry. I always find it funny. When you lose a nut, you know, you kind of realize how many one nut or single ball jokes there are out there. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm just reading. Big picture, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to go big or go home and go full power crank, doing any one of our double squatch units will work. Could you get away with a big squatch in a 4x4? You totally could. You know, but if you really want to maximize it out and crank out considerable weight for the fact that it's going into just a tiny little 4x4, putting one of our double squatch units, whether that's the original or one of the double squatch racks, you know, any of those options will kill it in a 4x4. Eugene Dolan, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe that it'll be like both, like let's say you're on your phone, right? You go on your phone, it should be notification settings and like the permissions granted to your YouTube app. So you'll do that on your phone to make sure that's all set up. And then at the same time, you will also go into the settings of your Gmail account or YouTube account, and then make sure that's all set up as well to properly interact with shit and engage with crap, if that makes sense. What's up, the Quiet Witch? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you, Soul Price. So you got to hit the bell, yes, and make sure you set it to all notifications. Then that way, it's the only way it actually properly works. All right. Thank you for double checking on that, Soul Price. I appreciate that. Hey, no, it's cool, man. Don't even worry. But I'm glad you are here, my friend, the Quiet Witch. Good to see you. What's up, down south grower? What's cracking? How's hot is it down south right now? As you can all see, my burn is essentially healed, so that's good. What's up, motherfucker Jones? I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing well. Lots of work to do. A little tired today after shooting all day yesterday, but we're getting there. All the outdoor chores for now are done, so we can kind of focus on down here. Oh, something sad has happened today. I don't know if any of you have heard. Maybe some of you, maybe most of you won't care, but I care. Someone who I think is such an integral part to old school rock and shaping certain things has died. Dusty Hills, the bass player of ZZ Top, is dead. So rest in peace, Dusty Hills. The man, the myth, the legend, the bass player died today, probably about 2 or 3, maybe 4 hours ago now. Passed away supposedly in his sleep at his home, so at least he went peacefully from what we know, at the age of 72. A legend died. Well, my beard salutes you. It's a sad thing, man. It's a sad thing. I mean, I'm a big fan personally. That's true too. Joey from Slipknot also died. Never was a Slipknot fan myself, but I don't like the loss of human life. And even though I wasn't a fan of Slipknot's music, he was an amazing drummer, and I respected musically what he did. Wasn't for me, wasn't my thing, but that was also very sad. It's kind of crazy losing two kind of epic people in music, and basically I think they both died on the same day. Like I think they both died today, like I'm pretty sure. So that's crazy. But yeah, right? My grandfather died at 73, Gunge, Nani, your mama. So it was sad. When I was talking to my dad about it, he was all like, fuck, that hit the little home. Like, he's like, that's not much older than I am. I was like, oh, you know, we all go when we go, I guess. Right, motherfucker Jones? I feel you. Aaron Costa says, how was my experience with the German night live and techno raves? Well, I didn't go to techno raves other than when I was performing at them, but I used to MC at a few different shows, and I did that a bit. That was all in Holland, though, not in Germany. In Germany, you know, I didn't really do that a lot. I mean, I did go to some late night clubs and stuff. That was interesting a few times. But that's not really ever my scene, really. I'm much more prone to sitting in a pub and drinking there. Always been my kind of thing. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, Keith and Chief. Right? And it's like, so all these people, some people like die just super early. I mean, I have a couple of people I know too who died very, very early. They didn't drink, they didn't smoke, but they just died. And, you know, often it was kind of riddled with cancer. My grandmother died at 52 or 53. That one wasn't a natural death. She did take her own life. She was a very tortured woman, so I hope she has rest now. But fuck, eh? The pancreatic cancer could be a really bad one, especially once it metastasizes as well. You know, and yeah, like, I don't know. And that's the joke of my family, right? Like the way I drink and smoke, it's like I'm going to outlive all of them. Like I'm going to live forever. And that'll just be sort of the universe's bad sense of humor on that one would be my guess. But what are you going to do, right? It is what it is. We're here for not a long time, but a good time. Some of us longer than others. But it's all about making what we can with the time that we've been granted on this planet, right? And yeah, let's get back to weed. It's all heavy and shit. And I'm all like, man, I'm sad. Gazzer's Madness is going to be a strain you're going to see. We're going to also get that K-Town Kush going, some of those orange Hindus as well, and we'll find something satty out there to grow out for everyone to take a look at, because I know a lot of you want to see me grow something satty, and I haven't really done that in quite a few years on the channel, so we'll do something like that for everybody. And then, what else are we going to do? Oh, right. Eventually I will do a couple of autos. I hate autos, but I have promised you all that I will eventually grow a couple of autos just for the fuck of it. So I will do that. Einstein says, I heard that in the last 2 weeks you should put ice in the pot to remind the plant that winter is coming, and the plants get stressed and produce more THC. I wouldn't say it's to remind the plant that winter is coming. I mean, it's one way to approach it maybe, and I mean, you could think of it that way. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to think of it that way, but I don't do ice in the pots because, one, there runs the risk of overwatering, plus I'm flushing for the last 2 weeks. What I typically do is I actually like to do a 48 hours of darkness. I super chill my plants during this period, utilizing AC systems. But I will also, like when I'm in mid to later flower, I'm chilling my flowers at night. So when I go lights off, I'm still running my ACs. I'm pushing those colder temps up. Well, down, really. So I'm very much utilizing that as a technique, and all my grows always have since I started utilizing AC systems in indoor grows many moons ago. So I'm a big fan of chilling my weed titties, and I'll start dropping the temps quite low, even midway through flower sometimes. Maybe not crazily at midway, but definitely, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm hitting that hard. I've always been one to not do the ice technique because I feel that you get just as good results, if not better results, doing it with an AC. I know AC is not always an option for everybody, so ice is a great way to go about that if you don't have access to an AC unit. Or even if you have one, I mean, it is, does take a considerable amount of power. And that is one of the true realities of growing indoors and actually being successful. If you're going to grow inside, you're going to need some basic equipment. And at the end of the day, it does take money, aka power, to do that. I mean, there is definitely a certain amount of cost that comes with growing indoors. LEDs help, yes, but and we're basically utilizing maybe like 60 to 68% power consumption on an LED lighting system. So we're getting what we would get out of 100% out of a traditional HPS with the utilization of about 62 to 68%, which is great. It's a great reduction, but I mean, it's still a lot of power. And at the end of the day, it just adds up. What's up, Andre 4000? How you doing, my friend? We are, me, Ethan. We are also talking about sort of dropping out off temps to help the plant utilize all those final sugars within itself to do a final push to really temper those resins, the terpenes, the flavonoids, and, well, of course, to cause greater triching out and greater active cannabinoid levels to sort of be activated within the plant tissues during that, last little bit of the run, you know what I'm saying? 1 second here, everybody, I'm just reading. Oh, hell yeah. And especially like on doing a super drop for the last week and then doing a darkness period with much lower temps, you can get crazy colors out of some of both your flower, but then also sort of some of the fan leaves there. I wonder if I still have one of those old pictures here. I'll see if I can pull up, I had these cool pictures. This was back years ago when we were still growing in Vancouver, funnily enough. And in a closet with blurple lights, but there was this one picture of just some beautiful colors on these fan leaves. Oh, there it is. So look at, I don't know if you can see that well. Like it looks better in person, but it's like kind of big purples, purple maroon kind of swatches through it and a bunch of stuff like that. And it really brought out the sweetness and the trackiness. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering, this was bubblegum, I think. Yeah. I'm almost 100% sure that these branches that are here that we're showing you were bubblegum weed titties. Yep. Oh, Multi-fold pictures. I always just liked this picture. It's under blur pulse, but look at the trackiness. I don't know if you can quite make that out. So trackalicious. Oh my goodness. All right. But anyway, we don't need to talk about the past anymore. It's all about the future and looking forward to what is upcoming on the channel. What could we do that's a little fun? I got an idea. You know what could be fun? You know what could be fun? Let's see here. What could we do? What's up, Jay Green, the little fish grower? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. No, Andre 4000. Again, so what you're asking about is it's been an ongoing debate for a very long time. What is better, indoor or outdoor? Well, indoor people were like, well, obviously indoor. And outdoor people are usually old hippies. Not to say that everyone who's an outdoor grower and prefers outdoor, yes. But, you know, then a great halfway thing is utilizing greenhouses, and then you can kind of sort of a bit of the best of both worlds. But classically, indoor is always stronger than outdoor typically. A big part of why that is, at least in my understanding or theory on it, would be the fact is we don't have all of this other damaging stuff that's, you know, outside. You've got rain, you've got particulate, you've got things damaging trikes, and it's so no. The fact that you have a greater par rating off the sun is not going to lead to having a higher THC level. If anything, more controlled environment, more controlled care, and more control over the overall life cycle of the plant is really where you're going to be able to maximize out cannabinoid levels. So typically, I would say nay on that one. Some would disagree with me in terms of that, but that then stems from the debate of indoor or outdoor. Indoor or outdoor? Indoor, okay, is the way to go at the end of the day. Outdoor weed for me has one purpose: making hash or extracts. That's literally it. Or cooking with, right? Like, it's not something that I'm gonna go smoke. If it's all I had, I would. But typically outdoor weed, for me personally, and my style and approaches on things, really only has a few purposes, and it ain't smoking the flower itself, right? So indoor is the way to go if you're wanting to maximize cannabinoid levels, if you're wanting to really have control over your environment and really kind of create something magical and beautiful. What are the positives of outdoors? Well, one, the sun's free. Great way to reduce production costs. Also, plants get fucking big, especially in the right areas. I mean, some of the plants that I've seen outdoors are astonishingly big. So, you know, it's a toss-up, right? Like, I mean, there's positives and negatives to both, for sure. And really, at the end of the day, it's totally a preference thing, right? So I'm an indoor guy. I'm an indoor person. But, like, put it to you this way. The way we think here in BC, you're not going to go show up at a cannabis cup, take on indoor weed with outdoor weed. That is just dumb. If you are going to go to a cannabis cup or go to a competition, you show up with indoor weed because that's what everyone else is going to be showing up with. And that's really where the real fight's going to be on, to see who has the best weed today, right? So outdoor weed has its uses. It is produced hugely here in Canada, but most of us, well, we don't use it for smoking. We use it for making extracts or hashes or other things of that nature, distillates or something like that. But again, it is a preference thing as well, right? Some people are like, oh, it just tastes so much better outdoor. And I'm like, oh, I don't agree with you. But if that's how it works for you, wonderful. More outdoor weed for you, because I don't want any of it. But that's just my humble 2 cents on that one, right? So, 1 second here now. I mean, that's the funny thing is really when it comes to outdoor versus indoor, like certain types of pests, you're not really going to get that bad in terms of outdoors, right? But then spider mites are something that can really affect indoor grows or greenhouse grows because they love that enclosed environment. They love the fact that it's sheltered and they can really cultivate a sort of a thing where spider mites rarely are a huge issue for anyone outdoors, right? So again, positives and negatives to both sides. But that's where kind of, you know, a little bit of understanding, a lot of research, practice, and just, you know, buying the right things you need for an indoor grow to be successful. You don't need to worry about any of these things, right? So What's up, Derek Cloud? Good to see you. If I've missed saying hi to anyone, by the way, I apologize. Hello to those who I may have missed. I hope you're doing well. Hey, no worries, Andre 4000. I'm happy to always share my humble 2 cents on something. Aaron Costa says, I have an 8-foot tall, 6-foot wide pineapple Kush LSO, and it's going straight for extracts. Hell yeah, right? Because that's the thing. The great thing about outdoors is you can produce a shitload of weed very easily. And then you've got prime stuff to make either hash or extracts, distillates, which, well, that's an extract too, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I mean, processing should be done with outdoor pot. In terms of indoor stuff, like, I mean, I do use my smalls if they're, if I don't want to keep them, I'll use those for processing. All my trim will go into processing. I don't really keep any fan leaf material. Like, there are some trikes on it, but it's just, it's the amount of work that goes into processing it. Fuck it. I mean, so if anything, I will eat them. I will burn them for ash and bury it in my gardens outside for helping the soil. Or you could ferment it down and make your own fermented type of fertilizers. Or you could go around, instead of doing fermentation, you could allow it to break down and decompose, and you could use it that way. That's a little bit longer to go that route, you know what I'm saying? But do I hit on you? Do I hit on you? No, I don't think I've ever consciously hit on you. I've had a laugh with you, though, Einstein. All right. Oh, well, thank you very much, Jimothy. I mean, I actually personally feel that the lighting systems we offer are the best around as well, especially when it comes to cost quotient, when it comes to the fact that you can fix and update them, and the fact that we aren't lying to customers like a lot of companies are about what's actually going into our lights. I personally feel that way, but it really warms the heart, though, anytime that someone is enjoying using our lighting systems and really appreciates them, because we really believe in them. That's why we do it. And at the end of the day, though, makes me really happy that we appreciate that, because, you know, we put a lot of hard work and passion into what we do here. And it's just really nice to see people enjoy what we do. So thank you very much, Jimothy. I appreciate that. For those of you who are, what's happening, Mr. Manny D? Good to see you, buddy. All right. 1 second here, everybody. I'll post a link to the lights here for everybody real quick. There we are. If you haven't checked them out, check out Squatch Lighting Systems, brought to you by, powered by Soul Strip. We are 2 little companies working together for the people. That's right. We are growers building lights for growers. Lights that work. Lights that can be fixed. Lights that can be upgraded. We are here. We also do custom builds too, by the way. If you ever have anything specific you want, if you want something specific done, we can offer you a custom build. It will cost you a little bit more, but that is mainly dependent on parts. I mean, we're not going to charge you a huge amount of money to kind of do a full-out custom. We're not going to be like, oh, well, there's a $500 customization fee. What does that mean? I'm going to charge you more money to make what you think happen. We'll charge you a small one, maybe. And, if the light is twice the size of something that we would normally build, well, it'll cost a little bit more because, well, more parts went into it. But we are very reasonable and we're honest people, and we care and give a shit about both you and what we do. So we're in the business of empowering people. That's our business plan, empowering you, whether you're an at-home grower, a professional grower, we're here for all of you. There's actually quite a few little grow shows now that are in legal states, in the states, that are solely using our lighting equipment now. I think there's 4 of them? 3 of them? 3 or 4 of them, to my knowledge, off the top of my head right now. And then there's a lot of people all over the world who are really starting to kind of give them a chance and rock out with them. And it's really nice to see sort of all these people around the world being successful and also having fun, because at the end of the day, if you've got a lighting system you can trust and it's going to work for you, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You can go worry about the important shit, like your plants and weed and growing good weed and what is your process to doing it. And you can worry about the important stuff, right? And that's kind of what we're talking about and what we think right here. Hey, right, Dr. Potness, I got the two double squatch racks with the 3050Rs myself, and then I've got a double squatch standard with the X4 3500 301H boards, and I'm quite happy in there. My God, the room is bright, you know what I'm saying? And since we painted everything white, it's quite bright in there. All right. Do you mean PM problems, Tony Clifton? Oop. 1 second here, everybody. Looks like the scorpion wire covers block the light. Nope, they do not. Not at all. Me, Ethan, went searching for a great phenotype to get the best of a plant. Any recommendations? The true Cali genetics have a great reputation with the gelatos, but who really has the real deal? Well, who really thinks that gelato's any good? It's a new age strain. It's useless. Anyway, no, I'm just joking. Well, no, I do feel that way about gelato. I think it's vastly overrated. But at the end of the day, a lot of people out there have different varying versions of stuff. How do you know what you're getting is the right real McCoy? Well, in this day and age, it's harder now than it ever has been. That's a big reason why our company is getting into the business of genetics for all of you. Because, well, we know what we're doing. I have a vast amount of experience in different marijuanas from over the years. I have collected my whole career tons of different genetic samples from all over the world, and that collection grows by the day through our ongoing voyage to acquire things, our mission to get more. And really, at the end of the day, it's about paying attention to detail as well. Most breeders out there don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't do things properly. Everything's feminized now, and it's compounded feminization, which is just leading to fragile, broken genetics. And at the end of the day, it is hilarious because I see all these weeds coming here, like for example in Canada, from like legal stores or what I'll call semi-legal stores. Because some of them have a deal, like some of the indigenous stores here have deals with Health Canada, and then they have been granted full legal licensing. But technically speaking, under law, they're not considered legal. So like, for example, if you go to an indigenous store here in Canada, technically speaking, you are, the second you're off the land where you bought it, you could technically be arrested with that. I don't think anyone's ever going to do that because that would just be dumb, but it is a technicality though, right? So, but I've seen weed from legal stores. I've seen weed from a lot of some of the more local shops around here, which are indigenous pop-ups, and nobody has anything what they say they do. You know, it was funny. One of my new coworkers at the pub there, and we were smoking a joint the other night, and so I was like, "Oh yeah, what are we smoking?" And he goes, "Oh, this is pink Kush." And I'm like, "No, it's not." Pulling it back out of my pocket. This is pink Kush. What you have here is extremely satty. This is in no way a Kush at all. It's even the wrong species. And he's just looking at me. He's like, "But dude, look at the package." I'm like, just because the package says it's something doesn't mean that's what it is. So I guess, I digress. How do you know? Really, at the end of the day, it's kind of crapshoot and a luck of the draw. Once we're in business eventually, I'm hoping we get to a place legally in the world where anyone around the world who wants to buy our genetics will have access to them. And if I tell you something is something, you will know that I'm putting my personal formal stamp of approval on what we're saying it is. So really at the end of the day, it's having people that you trust. It's working with companies that are reputable and have a good reputation. And sadly, there's not tons of them. There used to be more. There's still companies now that still exist technically, but the days of them being reputable or trustworthy are long gone. And that's just one of those sad things as we've been an evolving industry and having things change and, you know, becoming kind of this new world. And we're trying to figure out, oh, fuck, how do we do it? How's it going to go? Blah, 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 blah. So really, at the end of the day, it's a crapshoot right now. If you have any friends who are growers, who are like myself, who've been around a while, done a rodeo or two, you know, that's one thing that will be invaluable to you, because most of us old school people, like, we remember what things smelled like, we remember what things tasted like, we remember what things looked like. So really, that's a big part of, for example, when I'm going into stuff or judging the quality of something or checking something, I'm relying on my experience. I'm relying on my memory. I'm relying on the fact that I've worked with these things before, right? So for example, think about it like cheese, right? Has anyone here ever had like a nice smoked Gouda from Holland, right? If you have a nice smoked Gouda, then you go to a store and they sell you something that's completely not a smoked Gouda. Like, if you remember that smoked Gouda, you will know exactly that you're being lied to. this is not Gouda. It's not even it might not even be bad cheese, but it ain't no fucking smoked Gouda. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, at the end of the day, that's a big part of it too. So you know, friendships are important. Have a grower friends if you can. It's really important. People with a little bit more experience than you who have seen things. It's very helpful. You know, at the end of the day, there's not really, because I don't really grow a lot of breeders stuff anyway. There's a reason for that. We've already talked about that. We don't need to go into it. But maybe one of these days I'll get around. Hey, let me put it to you this way. If there's any breeders out there, okay, and you think you're doing the real McCoy, you think the strains that you have are legitimately what they are, okay, and if you'd like to send them in to me, okay, I will test them. And if I agree with you, I will share that. If I don't agree with you, well, it could be a make or break thing for you. But if you're brave and you believe in what you do and you believe in what you have, I mean, that would be one way to help spread validation to certain brands or certain people's stockpile of strains. But sadly, you may just have to wait until I get into the game and then you'll be okay. We're working on it. All right, fuck. How far behind? What's up, Romans? It's all good. Let's take it here. How far behind am I? God damn it. Right? Bodie Lone Wolf, I'm a big fan of anyone. It's a great product. What's up, Fall Dog? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Jimothy, some Chinese guy tried muscling in, so I'm letting you know they're out there on other sites. Who is that to, Jimothy? Are you talking to me or talking to someone else's statement there, buddy? One second, everybody. I'm just trying really hard to fucking read everything here. Bear with me. Bear with me, everybody. I'm actually trying to play catch up. Aaron Costa, I mean, I have no real... One, there's next to no one who's actually properly licensed to be producing seed. So one, crap. Anything I've witnessed from the Canadian legal system has been crap. Sadly, most of us who actually should be producing seed for the Canadian public can't afford to. Why is that? It is the artificially inflated cost of getting into the game. Sadly, for us to do this and get the legal genetics company going is going to cost me, realistically, anywhere from $500,000 to $1.7 million. And that is not going to be to have a huge farm. That's not going to be to have a huge license either. That will be to have a craft cultivation license with a craft nursery license, maybe two of them. And with those, I'll only be allowed 500 square feet to each license, which is smaller than most people's one-bedroom apartments. So at the end of the day, it is a hard fight, and it is done on purpose. So one, those who are in, they were the ones who could afford to do it. Most of them think they have things that they don't. I would say that it is notorious in our country, whether it's a seed or whether it's a finished product, things aren't what people say they are. They may genuinely think they have X, Y, or Z, but it's complete bullshit and they don't. So that, take that for what you will. I will tell you this, there will be hope for the Canadian system. It'll be whenever I can actually afford to fucking pull this off and get legal for us to be doing this part of our company. We are working towards it. We're working very hard for that. The main number one thing holding us back is capital. So at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe we'll find an angel investor. Maybe I'll win the lottery. Or, well, maybe I'll book a big fucking TV show and I start making stupid amounts of money per episode, and then we can afford that way. One second here, everybody. Again, just trying to play catch up. Bear with me here, everybody. kind of lights are you using, Michael Aisha? That makes no sense. That doesn't even make sense. Stony Baker MD, a crapshoot? Is that when apes throw poop? Well, it could be. But a crapshoot would mean it may or may not work out for you. It could be good, it could be bad. All right. There's got to be more to that situation, my friend. I got to figure it out. One second here, everybody. I'm trying to read here. Well, I feel you. Oh, I feel you, Jimothy. I was an underground cage fighter for 6 years myself. One second here. I think I'm almost caught up. What's up, Jeremiah Sanchez? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, Einstein. That is dedication. Wow, I haven't fallen behind like this in a while. Bear with me. I'm almost caught up, everybody. Well, me, Ethan, that's where autoflowers came from, was the third species of ruderalis. Bum, 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 bum. Whew. Okay, I did it. Tony, I just caught up. We are totally caught up now. There we go. Took me a second. I'm a little tired. Yesterday on set took a lot out of me. Oh, man. Man, we caught up. So, yeah, I mean, really at the end of the day, I'm also a big believer, to be fair, in that you can take a mediocre or a standard genetic and grow some really fire medicine with it. So obviously genetics are extremely important. But remember, a big part of our grows is also how we take care of the plant. So, I mean, you can't make a 35%, if you care about such things, THC bud, right, from a kind of a standard strain. But you can take care of a plant properly and elevate it to the best that it can be through proper growing and proper love and proper taking care of it, right? So there are ways to do this. You just got to kind of do this. Oh, yeah, it happens, Jimothy. I mean, I see a lot of weird stuff. I've had a couple of even people in the Possible Growers community who are new to growing, and they've kind of more just sort of watched for fun, and they're trying to start it out, and things about, oh, you won this competition, you just got to do this to get this and this or that, and then people end up getting ripped off a lot. It seems to be extremely prevalent, and it's almost it's gotten worse in the last year in terms of online stuff of people getting ripped off through Facebook. So I mean, the one thing I will say to everybody, or Instagram for that matter, be extremely careful online, okay? Be extremely careful when it comes to trusting anyone via social media platforms in terms of these things. I'm not saying you won't get amazing things sometimes, okay? It's totally possible you could. But I would say it's more often than not kind of a little shady. And it breaks my heart. I hate when good people are taken advantage of by douchebags. I have no love for that. And so at the end of the day, just be very, very careful, everybody. And use your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, use your fucking head, right? Use that gut feeling too. If something sounds too good to be true or feels funny, probably fucking is. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Costa, how do I prepare for a day of shooting film or TV shows? I wake up, I get dressed, and I go to set. It depends on what I'm shooting, for sure. If I'm shooting something that obviously has been is a large piece or playing a large role where I actually have to perform and really do like sort of a bunch of prep work, then that prep work's already gone into it before the day of going to shoot. I was a stage actor for most of my early years. I did extensive training for most of my life, actually. So prep work, mentally prepping, learn your lines, build a character breakdown, background, understand it, get to a point where you can live and breathe whatever you're supposed to be emulating or performing on the camera. But typically, you know, for most shoots, like just showing the fuck up. Prep work's already done by the time it gets to the day of shooting. So wake up, have a coffee, have a smoke, go to set, and do my darndest to do well. Ethan says clones seem to be the proven method. Proven method of what? Sorry. I'm not following. I would like to strip tease as work. Well, hey, Einstein, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, that's it's one of the world's sort of older style professions, working sort of that world. So hey, if you want to be a stripper, Einstein, I say you go be the best stripper you can. What's up, Darren Karras? How you doing, my friend? Oh yeah, well no, like Keith and Chief, like I mean, in terms of the videos for shooting this stuff, this is different, right? Like I'm talking about working in film and television as an actor. So that was what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about what we do here at Pod Squatch Growers. A lot of our videos, I just, in the past, I've just kind of straight shot, freestyled it, and just rolled with it and made it up off the top of my head and see what happens. Other videos, I put a little bit of prep work into it, or I'll plan out kind of what we want to show. Going forward, I'm trying to do a little bit more editing, a little bit more planning, and actually utilizing the fact that I understand how to make films, like not YouTube stuff, but like actual films. I am a filmmaker and a writer, and an actor, right? So I'm going to try to do a little bit better job of kind of doing that and kind of, you know, step up our game even further and keep continuing to try to do so. And just to make it all the more legitimate and easy for you at home to process, learn from, and fuck, have a little bit of fun with, you know what I'm saying? You've been around, Stoney, you've been around. You're like, I was on this video 9 years ago. All right. Well, I feel you, Jimothy. And I mean, at the end of the day, clones are great. Like, clones, why do we use clones? What's the good thing about a clone? Well, clones are the way that we have genetic consistency to a crop, right? So, like, let's say you grow out 10 seeds. Let's say you have all 10 go female. Let's say you have 4 phenotypes present in those 10 ladies. Let's say you have one specific plant, okay, that really was the favorite subtle variation within the phenotypes of that strain. You keep that one alive. I also would advise you to monster crop it, because I actually find that monster crop clones make better mother plants, and the weed from them, even their babies, it's just a little stickier, a little stankier, a little stronger too. It really seems to bring out and accentuate what's really in the plant in and of itself. But then we keep those mother plants alive, and that's the best way to have crop consistency. If, let's say, after a few years, right, your mother plant doesn't seem to be making clones that are doing the same thing that they once did, you very well could have a pathogenic viral buildup in the tissues of your plant. That's where you would then whip out the tissue culture cloning technique, which will rid you of all of that, and then it'll take you back and, in a sense, reinvigorate your genetic to basically going back to do what it was at one point doing for you. Yes, Aaron Costa, I have a video that I did many moons ago called Poor Man's Cloning, or either Poor Man's Cloning or Ghetto Cloning using only water. Yes, you can. It is definitely possible. Some strains will do it vastly better than others. It does typically take a long time too, but it is very much a doable thing, and I do have videos of that. So you can go back and take a look at that, my friend. Bobo blew my mind. What? What blew your mind, Bobo? Hey, Bobo, have you seen Boo-Boo? Yogi the Bear, just having fun. No, not really, Jeremiah Sanchez. Titties are looking good. Almost done dealing with all thrips. We'll go into flower pretty soon. Going to euthanize a lot of the weird, stupid genetics out here. I'm just going to get rid of them because they've still been pesky and I don't want to fuck with that anymore. So we're going to start fresh with a bunch of new beans there and have some fun. Kevin Chief says, my wife saw these people domesticate a baby deer. Now she wants one. I think she forgot we live in a trailer park, right? And deer do get bigger. Just because you domesticate it does not mean it does not keep growing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm personally a person of thought to most animals that are typically non-domesticated animals should probably be left to their own accord and let them just go live in the woods and be happy. I mean, if you want a little Bambi to hang out with you, I mean, I guess you could try it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would do it, personally. Let's put it that way. I don't know if I'd do that one. Yeah. Aloe can work for clones, Sarah. You can use honey. You can use, make your own rooting hormone out of the new growth of a weeping willow tree. There's natural rooting hormone in those plants' tissues. You can just use water, for example, too. There's a lot of different ways about it. I've actually been off and on talking about making the comprehensive cloning video to end all or cloning videos, as it were, for a long time. Probably 6 to 12 months we've been talking about doing it. I haven't done it yet. So I will do that. That will be one of probably the best videos coming up next in terms of an informative one, that I think that'll be really beneficial for people at home anyway. So I will do that for everybody. Yeah. One second here, just reading. It's going well, Jeremiah Sanchez. I mean, I never really knew the full sort of like life cycle of thrips. They come in 5 stages, and I learned a little bit more. So I've been doing a little bit further research recently on it, and I've come up with a play in my head to completely destroy them. So basically, the female will lay eggs, and at around the 21 degrees Celsius in roughly a 24-hour period, she can lay anywhere from 1 to 10 eggs. Okay. Let's say this is your plant. Here's your main stalk. Here's another stalk. Here's another stalk, right? Then you got some leaves. She can lay eggs in both the leaves and in the stalks. When these eggs hatch, the pupae fall out and into the soil. That's where they start to develop. So they live in the soil now, and they start to eat organic matter, etc., in there, and then they start to develop and get a little bit older. So what I've been eradicating the adults, and that's going really well. However, they still occasionally pop up like, what the fuck? I'm going to go with beneficial nematodes because I know that they are very effective at thripe pupae as well. Plus, they're a little bit cheaper than the predatory mites. Plus, also with the way the heat waves have been, I don't know. I just don't know if predatory mites will survive to me right now. So I'm going to spend less money, get more nematodes than I would get with the predatory mites anyway. And I know that they're going to work extremely fast and effectively to take care of that. So that's kind of my plan. Basically, I'm going to order some of those today and just keep doing our little jakesing regimen to stay on top of the adult populations. And then once the nematodes come in, boom, done. That will take care of any pupae that have fallen into the soil, thus killing the next generation. Thus, no more adult females laying eggs in our plants. So we will be good to go. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with that one. No, so me, Ethan, the pupae stay in the dirt until they are ready to crawl back up. So the pupae is when we need to attack them. They are going to be going around inside your dirt until they're ready to crawl back up. That takes a bit of time. The full life cycle of maturation, I believe, is 21 days. So the great thing about that is we do have a decent chunk of a window when they are pupae in the soil to then attack with the nematodes. And that's kind of where we're going to get ahead of the 8 ball on that one, and then we'll be good to go, my humble 2 cents. Yo, what's up, District Records? What's cracking, man? What's good in the hood? How you doing? District Records accidentally may have burnt their plants a little bit the other day. How are they looking? I mean, it wasn't too bad, by the way, the pictures you sent me. So how are the plants doing? They doing better now? Remember, massive bloom formulation. Use it on its own. Don't go mixing it with other stuff. I mean, and if you do, because I do mix it myself sometimes with other things, but I go very, very little when I'm doing that, just to avoid the inadvertent burning. Yeah, no, Jeremiah Sanchez, again, ladybugs are great too, but one, cost a lot of money here in Canada. Two, I'm not releasing ladybugs in my house. My wife would get mad. But beneficial nematodes will actually work faster, at least in terms of attacking the larval state or the pupae state in the soil. Basically, those beneficial nematodes will be eaten when they go through chomping on the organic material as they're developing. It will kill them from the inside out, and then they will die and decompose and become then food for the nematodes. So at the end of the day, that's my plan. I'm going to go that route. Plus, it'll be the most cost effective. Plus, I'll be completely honest. I mean, it's with the move and everything like that. Money's tight. Hell, I'm even working a job again to try to keep the lights on here for everybody to keep seeing shit. And well, the store hasn't been up in 12 months. No money being generated there. And I think I've got a way to fix it, but I've got to get around to sitting down on the computer one night and just sort of working for quite a few hours and trying to get that done. That in and of itself will take some money. Not to mention, you know, what few little dollars we made from YouTube always is getting reduced because, you know, YouTube just fucks us on everything. So it is what it is, but we work on it. We'll do what we can. Hashtag boom. TJ says, Pot Squatch, what media and newts you use for mother plants if mother plants don't really need nitrogen? Well, mother plants do need nitrogen. They definitely do. Again, new growth happening all the time. Staying on top of that mother plant and trimming her back all the time is how you're going to make a healthy, trained mother plant with lots of sites so you can keep cloning regularly. I just use the same stuff that we use on our veg and cannabis. So I just put it in ProMix HP. I just use a vegetation mix on the 3-part, occasional ProCal. Sometimes we'll give them a little bit of molasses, sometimes we'll give them some coffee. Every 16 to 18 months, you're going to want to pop that mother plant out of its pot and trim back the root ball and then replant it. That's just for good general maintenance and longevity there. Me, Ethan, I could, and I am open to sponsorships, but I won't just be sponsored by anyone. One, if it's a company that has a product that I already do, that won't work. If it's a company that does a product that eventually I hope to release, that won't work. If it's a company that I have issues with and I think are a bunch of douchebags, that won't work. So I'm not against sponsorships. I'm totally for them, but I am picky, and I also think a lot of companies are scared shitless of me. To be completely frank, I mean, hell, our lighting brand came out of me attacking and taking on one of the largest lighting brands in the world publicly, which was Mars Hydro. There's been a number of other companies who came and tried to pull a fast one on me, and I publicly just destroyed them. So I think certain companies are a little nervous about Uncle Pot Squatch. Hey, and the way I say it to them is, hey, if you're not shitheads and you're doing good business and you're not taking advantage of anybody, well then, hey, you have nothing to be afraid of. But if you're a shit fuck, I will come for you. And I will tell the world. But, you know, it is what it is. Budweiser, you want to sponsor me? This bud's for you, and this one too. Haha. Hey, Budweiser, give me a call. I could use a sponsorship. All right. But, you know, hey, maybe one day we'll get there. You never know. But, oh, you going to bed? Got you down to your mama? Did I miss that? Anyway, I mean, and me, Ethan, at the end of the day, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. But I'm not a corporate sellout. I'm not even, I started a corporation to fight them, for fuck's sakes. But I am willing to work with the right partners. I'm willing to work with the right types of sponsors and the right types of companies. Sadly, many companies don't meet my requirement. But at the end of the day, I'm definitely open to it. Like hell, like one of the things I was actually thinking about is like, maybe we just get sponsorships from other companies that aren't weed related. Like, I mean, fuck, Budweiser. I drink beer. I drink beer in my shows all the time. Maybe there's a sponsorship, right? We are trying to get a television show actually up and running. I've already designed and written everything for it. Well, the initial pitch package anyway. And it's potentially going to be one of the greatest pot shows ever created. And it's also going to be part reality, part travel, part Anthony Bourdain kind of a style. Like, I mean, it's really quite intriguing. Plus, for a shoestring budget, we could shoot it for season 1. We could shoot for probably $1 million. For $3 million, we'll give you the sexiest fucking season 1 you ever fucking saw, though. What's up, Carrie? Join the show. How you doing? What's good in the hood? I mean, that could be a thing. We could grow hops indoors. I actually successfully pulled off an experiment. So there's a partial perennial nature to the hop vine. I was living in Germany, and one of the most expensive vegetables in the world is there's like a 2.5 week period where a hops vine sends out this short, squat, asparagus-like shoot. And given the partial perennial nature of it, basically what I did is I figured out how to trick it. I managed to set up a room and perpetually harvest this vegetable. Typically, a kilo of this will go for anywhere from 2,000 to 6,000 euros. It's typically only available for a limited time, and it's actually one of the precursors to it actually then going into full activity to create the hops that we all know and love that go into this bubbly beverage here. So I do have a little bit of experience playing with hops. Do I really have the space to do it easily? Not really, but maybe. It's an interesting idea. I'll have to think about that. See, my thing is like, fuck, Budweiser and I should team up and let's make an infused beer. The laws makers are going to hate us on it because we're basically making a beverage that gets you high and drunk, but fuck it, like that sounds awesome, yo. Like I say, that's a good idea. If anything, it'll definitely need to be used responsibly, but hashtag boom. TJ, disjointed, where it was like, never have I seen such talented actors make such a shitty show. I never really got into Disjointed. I watched all of it a couple of times. The only part of Disjointed that was any good was Dank and Dabby. Dank and Dabby on Disjointed was amazing. Their characters in that show were fucking brilliant. I just feel that it was far too campy and wasn't executed properly. It was overproduced in the wrong ways. But I've already written a comedic sitcom show. It's not just about pot. It has pot and other things in it. It's called Roomies for Life. We've actually shot a pilot episode. Its current runtime is 51 minutes even. It is hysterical. And that's another thing. Like, hell, I've already got 3 or 4 seasons of a show written. We could shoot it. Again, just need the money to do it. We shot that pilot, did it with a budget, micro budget. Like, we're talking next to no money. So we shot that for 10 grand. And managed to pull it off. And it was funny because, I wrote it with Mrs. Podsquatch, and it was really funny because I was kind of nervous about seeing it. I was like, is this going to be any good? Is it just going to look stupid, right? And it actually was kind of fucking brilliantly hysterical in the end, which is weird for me to say because I'm usually pretty critical of my own stuff, right? But it was a good show. The pot show really is the one I want to do now, though, because one, we can make it very cheaply. Two, I believe it'll be a unification piece because it'll be an exploratory piece all over the world, right? Plus, really, once we're done that show, we can then go make all these other wonderful shows, and to use it to really launch sort of a global a thing here with what we're doing. So, plus that one's ready to go. Like, I mean, and that one's ready. Well, no, my Roomies is pretty much ready to go too. We could do that one as well. But hell, okay, we'll make both shows. So who's got their checkbook? Let's do that. But as is with everything, I mean, it's very hard to get budgets to do things. Especially in this day and age now, there's no unsolicited content to any of the streaming platforms. So basically, you got to have the money to go fucking shoot the thing, make the first season, and then see if they're interested in picking it up, which is a little bit harder than back in the hood days. That is true, Jeremiah Sanchez, but it's also a pain in the ass to grow. What's up, Richard Harrington? How you doing, my friend? I'm doing well. What's up, K5 Spirit Body? Yeah, it's not here in Canada, Jason. And you know what? That's fuck Pabst. I stopped drinking it because it doesn't taste right anymore. And but it was funny because Pabst Canada ignored me. I reached out to Pabst America for sponsorship 3 years ago, and they actually said they were extremely interested. However, since I was a Canadian and I was shooting in Canada, that they couldn't allow it. They had, like, if I was an American and if I was in America, they said they would do it. But they said I had to contact Pabst Canada, which is actually its own thing. So I contacted Pabst Canada, and they basically told me to go fuck myself. So it's funny. The American Pabst was down. The Canadian Pabst told me to fuck off. What's happening, Deborah? You keep, like, removing your messages. Are you okay, Deborah? If you retract the messages, I can't read them, Deborah. It just keeps saying message retracted. Are you okay, though? You all good, Deborah? Jason, what was your message? You retracted the message now, too. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, Jason Houlihan, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, that's why we kind of started doing Pot Squatch's Cannabis Kitchen briefly, and doing a bunch of those things. Because, I mean, cooking with cannabis is fun. And if you do it right, it can be great. And it's, it'll be one of those things. I mean, we're an evolving industry, right? Like, I mean, it'll take time for everything to evolve and become its own thing. All these different new facets of things is something I'd love to have a hand in, right? Hell, like, I mean, I would be even down to start a restaurant with a couple of people, doing that if we could legally do that. You know, I'm not a huge fan of most of the shows that I've seen out there in terms of pot and cooking. I was like, I was underwhelmed by the food, underwhelmed by their approaches on things. Plus, I didn't like how it is. And let's be fair, I'm probably just pissy because every time I see someone else getting a weed show, it pisses me off because it's like, I've been trying to make this show like this for a long time and I would have done it so much better. Poi.te. Are you okay, Deborah? I'm literally a little concerned now, honey. My sister, what's going on? Well, Deborah, I'll shoot you an email afterwards and see if you're okay. Oh, shit. Well, thank you for your support. J Bird 420 from Michigan. I appreciate your joining the membership there. Every little bit counts and really helps us to kind of keep the content coming, keep the lights on, which is, you know, one of those things. Adulting, right? Oh, son of a bitch. Living in capitalism. Hey, Country at Heart Finley, no worries at all. I hope your father is doing it okay. I hope he's doing better after falling and breaking his back. I hope the grow is going well and the ladies are looking well. The last time I saw them, they were looking great. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Sel? Hey, thank you so much. Much love back to you in the UK and in the Midlands there, my friend. I will actually be over in Europe, so hell, when I have to go over to Germany to deal with some stuff, maybe I can get a cheap flight over to the UK there, and we can all go out to the pub or something. I like me a good pub lasagna over in the UK. Tell Ashley I say hello as well. Yeah, well, I'm really sorry that he is struggling like that, Country at Heart Finley. It's the weirdest thing, actually. My neighbor who lives just behind me, his stepdad just fell and broke his back in 4 places: his shoulder, his neck, and his collarbone. Or I don't fucking know. Like, he just fucked himself up so hard, too. And it was just really weird because I had just been talking to you, like, not like a week ago, and your father had fallen and broken his back. And then his stepdad done something very similar. And I was just like, son of a bitch. Like, why does everyone keep breaking the damn backs, yo? Like, anyway, I just know, ooh, she's smacking you. Make sure you hit him hard enough, Ashley, so he enjoys it. Spank him! There you go. But, like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, so everybody just, take care of yourselves out there and be careful. Because holy shit. I don't know. Too many stories about people accidentally getting really hurt. So just be careful, my friends. Be careful. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's back's one of those things. It takes a really long time to sort any of that out and to have it, become fixed, as it were. But yeah, right. Deborah, what is going on? I'm so worried about you. Why are you keeping? Sorry, everybody. Just Deborah keeps typing stuff, and then she keeps retracting it, and it's like I'm like almost like worried like something weird's going on. And the couple of times yeah, see, like watch, and now see, she says pointer, and now she's gonna pull it back. No, Jason Houlihan. I'm the only one with power on the show to block anyone is me. And I haven't blocked anyone on the channel in a very long time. So, Deborah, I will be sending you an email afterwards. I'm hoping you're okay. Deborah, if you are having an emergency, please call 911. If you are having a stroke, well, she does speak English, though, Ganchanani, your mama. I mean, she and I have emailed a bunch before. So, Deborah, if you're not feeling okay and like you're having an emergency, please try to get to a phone if you can and call 911 if you're feeling slurred speech, if your body's not responding properly, if you're having problems coherently doing anything. All you have to do is get to a phone, type 911, and even if you can't speak into it, keep the phone line live. They'll be able to track it and they'll come send help. Okay, Deborah? Please be okay. We share the same last name. We're like weird cousins. Okay? So you gotta, I hope you're okay. Please hear the sound of my voice if that is something that's going on. Okay? Sounds good, Sal. Sounds good. Yeah, Country Heart Finley, I will be praying for his recovery as well. And at the end of the day, Walter Wiseman, she all good pot. Okay. Do you know Deborah personally? Like, are you there so you know she's okay? Hope she's okay. And if you actually are, Walter, please confirm that, because then I'll at least be a little bit calmer, because I just don't want anyone to be, not okay, right? So, but no, okay. Well, it's just really weird because she's normally quite well spoken and very, very articulate and very much enjoys being part of the show. So this is atypical behavior. I have not seen this. But also too, in that Country at Heart Family, I know renting anywhere is atrocious. Trying to buy anything in this country anymore is extremely difficult. I don't really have any connections down in that part of ONT to my knowledge, but I will at least at bare minimum be sending out positive vibes for you to hopefully be able to find a place for your family and your dad to be able to all live together and stuff. Yeah, so Eugene Dolan, that's happened a bunch of times, actually for quite a while now. So like I come from a family where people have strokes. That's where I'm thinking here is, well, that's where my worry warp brain is going. Okay, so you are okay, Deborah? Okay, good. Thank you. I was worried, Deborah. I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry for Karen, but that was a little freaky. Oh yeah, and Deborah, if your app or where you're watching it is being weird, if you do restart it, it might fix it as well. That's true. Okay, sounds good, Sal. We have a pot-related question. All right, I have switched over to LEDs. Okay, and I was giving my auto plants too much light. Do you turn your LEDs down during the veg stage, or no, I don't. I kind of rock them hard and fast and heavy, but that's my style. What kind of LED are you using? Is it a blurple light? Where does it come from? Don't feel bad. I know you're probably not using one of our systems. You won't hurt my feelings. It's okay. I just need to know what kind of LED you're using. But basically, more than likely, what I'm going to guess is you're experiencing some form of light or heat stress where your plants are curling up in the fan leaves. That'll be light stress there. Crispy burned edges, that could be heat or light stress, to be fair. I know it well, Sal. So basically, I would not play around too much with their driver. I don't know if their driver is even adjustable on that stupid thing. But even if it is, I don't trust their parts. So don't play around with the potentiometer too much. I would just pull your light up a little higher. The TS1000 isn't drawing that much power, so running at a full tilt is not a big deal. And also to remember, typically most of that high intensity par is going to be within the first 24 inches. So if you do have a plant that's utilize or showing that it's a little bit sensitive to light, which does happen with some plants, I just pull it right up high if you can. That would be my guess. I mean, in theory, you could, but you don't really need to soften the light. I just pull it way up. Would be kind of my approach on it. If it does have a built-in potentiometer, you could technically adjust it and turn it down. I'm just nervous about playing around with, especially their drivers, because they crap out notoriously quickly, and I just don't want you to accidentally, break the stupid thing. Jeremiah Sanchez, but you don't run autos. Yeah, but autos are no different than normal weed, though. They're still weed, everybody. Auto flowers, it's not like they're this stark different thing, and then you got to do all these lighting rules change and feeding rules change. No, it's still a fucking weed plant. It's still completely fine, everybody. If your autos are tiny seedlings should not be put under a full power LED. You need to let them develop to a certain point before you do that. And at the end of the day, I do have experience with the exact light you're playing with. Just pull it up straight up to the top of the tent or the area where you're growing it, and it'll be all right. Again, flowering too soon, that will also be a function of genetics, not a function of the genetics, and then also how big is the pot. So remember, when we're starting an auto, always put your auto in its finishing pot, the pot that it's going to run its whole life in. Don't go like I do with like a solo cup and then do a bigger pot, you know what I mean? That's not going to work out okay for you, okay? So remember, always plant it in your finishing pot. Plus, also genetically, sometimes they will just start to flower right away quite early, and that can be, the genetic crapshoot of auto flowering genetics as well, so. I'm not a fan of autos, but that's just me personally, and we don't need to have that rant. I've had that rant far too many times on these shows. It's funny. But anyway, my friends, it's been a great show. I've really enjoyed it. Deborah, I'm glad you're okay. We care. Long story short, it's funny. I went into the show feeling tired. I was like, I don't know if I got it in me. And then here we are. We've been on air for like an hour and 45 minutes. So that's very impressive. And somehow I've been talking this whole time. But anyway, my friends, my family, my pod squatches, it's been good. We're almost back and fully in the full swing of things. And it's time for me to get up into that flower room and get some of those chores done. Well, first I'm going to pop out for a quick cigarette. And then we'll maybe, I'll definitely shoot some stuff for the video today. Hell, if I got the energy, I'll even try to get it out for all of you. I'm really trying to get back into the habit of releasing a bunch of videos a week and doing the 2 shows a week and all of that for everybody. You know, tell your friends, because YouTube's not letting people find me. So tell your friends, if your friends like weed and like growing weed, please share this show with them. Like, hey, there's this weird balding bearded asshole in Canada. He's kind of funny. You might learn something too. But anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. We will have hopefully the swag store up and running soon. Check out potsquatchsales.com. And that is, oh, send is close to delete. Okay, thank God. So it's just a technical miscalculation. That makes me feel a lot better, Deborah. Thank God. I was starting to get really worried. I was like, no, are you all right, sister? All right, but here, let me see if I can even, do I have it? I can just type it. So here. Check out potsquatchsales.com for all your CBD needs. This will be the website where all of the future products will be available. Why isn't it? Oh, I have to type HTTPS maybe. For the new products that will be coming out in our CBD line. We've got gummies and the beard oil coming out very soon. And then, yeah, there we go. That one worked. And check out here, and here's the lighting website if you want to check out our lighting brand. Hold on a second. Oh, bloody hell, come on, you piece of shit. There we go. And I don't have a website yet for the swag stuff because I'm actually going to be changing the website and kind of going androgynous on that one, so maybe PayPal and everything else fucks off and doesn't try to fuck with us anymore. But much love to all of you. Those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who have been around for a while, welcome back. For those of you who've been here a really long fucking time, welcome back again. Anyway, everybody, remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. We're fucking back. We're cranking it out. It's going to be a good time, okay? And we're stepping it up. Always stepping it up. We're always stepping it up, okay? And we ain't going anywhere. Uncle Potsquatch loves you. Love yourselves. Love each other. See you fucking on the flip-flop. Word your mother. Peace. I love you all. Goodbye. Peace.